Okay, so we are now going on to the modeling brief for Circuit 2. And something I should have done on Coaching on Topic, I believe, is review the directions of the skill set rubric, but it didn't seem like you had any trouble remembering how it worked and jumping right into it, but I'll go ahead and read through this. A skill set rubric is created and used as a fidelity checklist to support learning the individual skills included in the evidence-based strategy practice. This skill set rubric correlates with the coachee's coach circuit learning objective. The skill set rubric template must be fully completed with individual skill descriptions and rubrics. We did that.
Okay.
The skill set rubric is developed at the end of the Coaching on Topic activity, which we did, by both the coach and the coachee. Once formalized, the coachee will use the skill set rubric to track the candidate's fidelity to the skill as it was created in modeling. Next, it will be completed by the candidate and coachee together for the purpose of debriefing the behavior rehearsal. Finally, the candidate will track/score the coachee using the skill set rubric during live coaching. All right, and so from the data, from the tools that we reviewed at the very beginning of the year, we created our professional development plan. And then again, for the second circuit, so I have to concentrate. This is the second circuit now. So we created a professional development plan for Circuit 2 and the learning objective. And the Coaching on Topic took us deeper into evidence basis for learning for the learning objective. And for that, we reviewed some Pyramid Plus approach resources for the strategy that you chose. Then, for modeling, I will demonstrate how each skill in the strategy is done with fidelity to the Pyramid Plus approach and the skill set rubric so that you can see what it looks like and adjust the skill set rubric as needed, according to your learning style, of course, and individual needs of the children that you include. And this time you're including children. It's not parents this time. So then next, the behavior rehearsal. You practice the strategy to build your confidence and competence with my support. Adjustments, again, as needed. And then the live coaching, also with my support. And then finally the peer-to-peer. You share your new learning. Alright, so let's go ahead and quickly review the skills on our skill set rubric that we came up with. And are these still the skills that you would like?
I'm really comfortable about everything right now.
Okay. We came together pretty quickly this time. Okay. All right, so let's then put together a plan. We'll do a written plan on how we want the modeling to go.
Okay, and I do have some questions for you on there.
Okay.
When you do your modeling, are you going to be doing your modeling with real children?
Yeah, those are all the things that we need to figure out.
Yeah.
So, is it possible to do it with real children?
It is possible.
Okay.
Yes. Because we have those children, our school's still open and those children will still be here and should be here on a pretty consistent basis.
And we said 3 to 4? From whose class?
It'll be mixed age. I'm so used to saying Miss X, but she's not going to be there for most of the summer.
Okay. And it will be in that room.
It will be in that classroom.
Okay.
Yeah. And
let's see. We talked about where in the classroom. Do you want to maybe pencil in where we're going to do that activity?
Yes. Yes, we
And then we
definitely
can change it if we need to. We can adjust that.
And I think, well, and I can pencil in names too, because I have 3 names in my head. You know, like when we started this, and I think they should all 3 be here pretty consistently. So the location, I'm trying to think of how to describe it because I'm not sure what Miss Eck has in there right now.
Can you tell me the names now?
Yes, it will. Christian and Diego Gamboa, they're brothers, and then Axel.
And is Axel with an I?
No, AXEL.
Oh, okay. I've been spelling it right the whole time.
Yep.
Okay, and then is this going to be on the carpet?
It will be on the carpet, and it used to be like what her. You know, I think it's probably still the library. She just kind of recently moved her room, but I think it's still the library area.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can go in and just look really fast, but I'm pretty sure that it's the library over by the far back wall, cozy corner on one side, and yeah, it's a carpeted area and it has space, and it should have some kind of just have some little pillows or something back there for kids to kind of read comfortably. So.
And what time of day?
Well, that can depend partially on your thing. I'm assuming they are all going to be here at 9, so I'm thinking right after breakfast at 9:30 would be the best. I might be doing mine before they get here, depending upon if they get here before breakfast, which I know Christian and Diego are super early. But I'm not sure about Leticia's schedule. I think she's opening every day. You know, I actually think probably that 8 to 9 is gonna work best.
Okay. Because I can always come the night before.
Because that reason being is I just think that they're going to once we really start getting into the routine of things, we're gonna be running off to the library right after, running off to garden camp right after on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, things like that. So that will just definitely take that out.
Okay, and that's on the 28th.
Yeah.
All right, so we have that, and well, some other questions I have. We're talking about children, and you know who the children are. What do we need to do to prepare those children for this?
They would need to meet you before the story and stuff happens, or there should be an introduction.
Okay, would you like that to be the day before to spend some time with them, or because I could certainly do that if you thought that would, make them a little bit more comfortable. And the 28th, is that going to give you enough time to write your story?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think that'll be a problem. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Christian and Diego. I mean, really, I think if we're here at 8 and I introduce you and you say hi, and then we start kind of setting up camera stuff, and then go give them their 5-minute and things like that. I think they will really all be okay with that. My only thing about coming in a day before is that I think Axel probably leaves early. I think Christian and Diego are probably going to be here till 4. I'm going to be doing a parent training. Of course, somebody else can go and meet them with you.
But I mean, I could come any time that day.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me just double check. 28th. 27th. I'm not available. Oh, I could only. Oh, I could only do something between 12 and 2. Unless you think they would be comfortable meeting me that morning.
I really do think they would be comfortable meeting you that morning. I think they'd be
Okay.
okay with that.
Do you ever have guest readers come in and they meet them at, at that time?
I think, yeah, all three of them have been here for a long time, so they've had experience with people kind
Okay.
of coming in and stuff, and I think I might, want it to be maybe a little bit different, for, Christian and Diego just like cling to anyone, they'll just be super happy. Axel's a little
Oh.
bit more shy, so he might be a little bit more quiet and stuff, and a little less likely to, elicit responses and things like that.
See, that's good to know. Okay.
Wanting to talk just because he's shy, but I don't think he's going to feel unsafe or anything, and I'm going to be nearby. If it was like
Okay.
this stranger's going to take you out of the room and do something with you, then I would probably take a different approach. But she's going to read a book while I'm like hanging out nearby. And
Okay, so that was leading me to my next question. How do you want to participate in the modeling?
I think for this one that it would probably be helpful, especially for Axel, if I'm just sitting with the group.
Okay.
So I'll just be like part of the kids in the group, and that might help encourage Axel to talk, because it might be more like talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if that's something that we just might need to think about. That's not something we need to do now, but now I'm thinking I just want to make sure that I don't think I have anything here that I'm saying that I really need that child's response, just as long as I'm inviting them to it. Because Axel, in a lot of situations, if there's like a camera on him or something,
Mm-hmm.
he might feel really weird and not.
So maybe we want to set the camera up where he doesn't even know it's there.
Oh, if we can do that, that would be better for everyone, because the other thing is that if Christian and Diego know there's a camera there, then they're going to just be performing for the camera and not paying attention. They're just going to be making faces at the camera and, let me see it, those kinds of things. So
Okay, so how do we want to set up the
more
camera
invisible
when
we
they're...
could do that, the better.
Okay, so how can we do that invisibly?
I think we would need to visualize a place where we could set the camera,
Okay.
or we could know it could be sitting. And I'm just looking at the camera right now. If there was,
And it can be much further away. It's just this room is so crowded.
Mhm.
Or small. That's what
yeah. Well, I was just thinking if it's in some kind of just a plain brown box or something, and then
Oh,
the
okay.
teacher who's in there, would be standing by it to make sure the kids aren't grabbing it and running off with it or something like that. But then you wouldn't even know that there was a camera inside.
You mean sitting in it and facing, like hiding in it, or just getting before we set it up? I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah, just any way of having the box around it. So there's a hole
Okay.
cut out where the thing is, but it looks like there's a box sitting there. And some kids will be smart and say, "What is that? A camera? Yeah, we might use it later."
Yeah, maybe
We were
there's a
thinking about
shelf.
using it today, but if they're not like seeing
Don't draw
somebody
attention.
holding it,
Right.
I think that'll be harder.
Okay.
But if it's on something, and especially if there's something kind of over it, then they're going to be like kind of out of sight, out of mind.
I wonder if there's
They
an
won't know if
extra
it's on.
person, if we have that set up, but the extra person knows that once we get started, that
We
they...
can just ask Mary or Evelyn to kind of be
To
the
just push
camera
the button.
monitor, so the other teacher in the classroom can still be,
Okay.
dealing with kids.
Okay, how can we prepare that camera person? How can we let them know about it? Who's going to let them know?
I will ask Mary or
Okay.
Evelyn to do that.
Okay. Okay, Rachel will plan camera person. We'll set up the camera in a box.
And do you think you could find the box?
I could. And you would like to sit with the children so they'll feel more comfortable. Is there anything else you want to do to participate during the modeling?
Um,
How do you feel about the rubric?
you mean like am I doing it as we do it? I think
Is that what you did the
for-
last time?
I did. I was doing it as, but I was just really observing. And I don't know, I think maybe for this one that I would like to maybe almost participate as a child and then just do the rubric with you as we're watching it.
Okay. All right.
I think that might be more supportive for the children in this instance. And last time we had typed out that rubric on that really big sheet, and that was so
Okay.
helpful.
So that helps to meet
If
your
we had
learning style.
that big rubric thing, that was
Okay.
really, really nice to be able to take notes on. And
Okay. So how do you feel about typing up this rubric and the big one? Or would you like me to do this one and you do fill out this one and then you can take this one and make your larger one? Would you have time to do that?
I think if I have time to do that.
Because I can get this done tomorrow.
You know what, if I had it emailed to me, then I could copy and paste on the big thing.
Okay.
And that would be easy.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you could email your thing typed up to me, then that would be super simple to copy paste and
Okay.
increase font size. That would be no problem.
Thank you.
And I'm trying to think too about I'm going to a Rockies game this weekend. I would like to be able to get to you. How about on the 26th we're meeting to do our benchmarks of quality for our Pyramid Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So by then I would like to have a draft of the scripted story so you can kind of review it, and if there's anything glaring, that needs to be changed or something, we'll have a little bit of time
That's a great idea.
to talk about
I
that.
forgot about that
Because
extra
you would
meeting.
want
That'll
to
work.
get kind of comfortable with that too. I wouldn't want to say,
Okay.
okay, you're going to read this story to a kid in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I would need
It's
that
like,
extra
I
time.
kind of need to be familiar with the story I'm doing before you just.
I know
read
my
about me.
learning styles well enough to know that I need that extra time. Okay, let's see. Da-da-da-da. What specific actions do I need to do in order to support your learning style as I model for you? So I know what I need to do prior, but while I'm modeling for you, what do I do or not do, I should say? Because I know last time you said not to. It seems like there was something.
That was when you were watching me.
Okay.
So don't interrupt in the moment.
Right.
But,
Right.
Yeah, I'm thinking for this, just being attentive to the children.
Okay.
That your main focus is going to be attentive on doing what you feel you need to do to make the activity successful and meaningful for the kids.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We talked about what to do to prepare the children
Yeah, meeting that morning.
and the camera person. Are there going to be any other adults in the room?
There will be the teacher who will be monitoring all the other children in the room.
Okay. So how do you want to prepare her?
We should,
The assistant?
I think, just letting her know what we're doing, and I can do that by the 27th. Inform other teachers in room of activity and what's purpose. by 27th, and that's me.
And then I always want to ask, how will the strategy promote a culture of inclusion in your classroom? The strategy as a whole.
Strategy as a whole, promoting
Yes.
inclusion. Well, it's just helping kids to feel welcome and at home in the classroom, regardless of who or what, learning styles, ethnicity, all those things, you know. So we're talking about how we might need to do adaptations for it, and know that it's something that needs to be malleable and applicable for adaptation.
All right, and that includes any children with special needs, challenging behaviors.
Different languages, different cultures. It's going to be a pretty basic thing, and having some of those more open-ended kinds of opening things will allow it to be self-individualized for children.
Mm-hmm. And how will that be done on the skill set rubric? How will the skill set rubric be individualized for any children that you know that are participating in this activity? Is that necessary for this activity?
No, none of the kids who we have will need translation or physical pictures to move or things like that.
Okay. Is there anything else I can do to support your learning style?
Not for this one now, nope.
Okay. I think we're ready.
All right.
Okay, and then I just wanted to ask, do you want to try to tackle dates now, or do you want to do that through emails? Or on the 26th?
Either emails or on the 26th. And
Because
yeah,
I know
I think
you
our
did
dates
mention,
are okay, and
because
yeah,
you
all
did
of our
mention
times and dates and
moving, just
everything.
moving, keeping the same dates, but just moving them. Okay.
yes, just moving the activities. And yeah, the only thing, I mean, during that first week of June, I'm just going to kind of play it by ear and see. I might need to move like the time on Monday. Actually, if we can move the time on Monday now,
Okay.
that would be helpful. Because I'm thinking I'll need to move the time on Monday, and then I'll know if I would need to move the time on Thursday, if we can still make that happen, because those are pretty quick turnaround things. But
Okay, so we still have the same time for 9 o'clock on the 28th?
yes, and that shouldn't be a problem at all.
Wait a minute.
8 a.m. because
I mean 8, yes.
yeah, we have to move that earlier
So I'm going to have to rewrite these. Okay.
because we have to introduce and do
Yes.
the story for breakfast at 9. So we have an hour to work things out.
Okay,
there.
let me get, this is going to be easier for me because what I have on here, and I put some notes on yours too, that what happened today, okay, so then I have modeling and modeling debrief on May 28th. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have behavior rehearsal brief, behavior rehearsal, and behavior rehearsal debrief. Those 3 are going to happen on June 1st.
Mm-hmm. And that's the time I need to do the change on.
Okay, better do that right now before I move on.
Our second teacher is coming in at 11, so if we have like 11:15, 11:30, then I'll know that I won't have to worry about coverage.
Okay, so on June 1st, it's going to be 11:15.
I could do it as early as 11:15.
Gotcha. And then the next activities are live coaching, brief, and live coaching. And that would be on June 4th. We think that's the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that should be fine.
And then live coaching debrief and peer-to-peer on June 9th.
And again, I might need to change that time, but I won't know that until I start hunting around some peers and who I'm going to share it with. That might be hard. I don't know who I'm going to do this with. Most of the, they're like assistants, and I think the assistants are going to be like, "What do you mean you want to teach me to this?" and be asking me, "How are you going to use this in the future?" And they're like,
Yeah,
"I'm an assistant. I don't do planning. I don't know what you're talking about."
and we have a little time
So-
to figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're on June 11th, and that would take us to peer-to-peer debrief. And
Beginning of Circuit 4, huh?
woohoo!
Circuit 3.
Circuit 3.
I'm getting
Say, wait a minute, I don't have 4 circuits. Don't give me one more circuit to do. Hold on, now I'm really starting to enjoy this. Even more, I mean. Okay.
I think that's as far as we should go for now, because life changes so much and so quickly.
Okay. Because it looks like we're going to have to add some dates after that, which I was kind of prepared to do that anyway.
Yeah, they're really
Okay.
fast. They're all really fast turnarounds. So.
All right. Thank you so much. And I'll let you get back to your classroom.
All right. There's the evaluation. Actually, I'm heading home and